Yo, what's up? Hey, you got your boy Nandra here. Welcome to another video. For this video, these are going to be the concept games for my Black Sun NEP deck. So these games were pretty exciting. Now, unfortunately for me, there was one replay in particular I really wanted to show you guys, because like that game, I could have won it. I could have won the game. However, I made a misplay. I made two misplays at very crucial points in the game, and that did ultimately cost me said game. Now, granted, that was kind of influenced by some like natural like bias or whatever. But I definitely, we have the option to play around things. You should definitely play around said things. So for this video, I'm going to be showing you guys three different videos. It would have been 5, but game 4 is just really funny and not really interesting. But yeah. So for this first game, this is going to be the Shadow Mirror. So the Shadow Mirror is kind of tricky because like you never know for sure if it is or is not NEP. And as a result, you want to try to mulligan for your NEP as well as trying to play aggressively. Just because, again, all that chip damage, all of it matters. But you definitely want to be the person who gets down their NEP first. And if you're not, you want to be able to put up enough wards in the way that you don't have to care about them having like put down their first. But you also want to be able to play out your Mordecai as well. Alright, so because I was going first, I kept the Mordecai. Now, unfortunately for me, I tossed back the Thane only to pick up a sexier Thane. Thane is a card that while I can definitely play it on 7, I usually want to pull it from my deck with the NEP. I pick up a zombie party. Pick up the zombie party is huge here because like I don't have a good turn 3, so I want to be able to remove his turn 2. So I pick up the Demoneator. Picking up the Demoneator, it was huge because now I get to go remove his 2-drop and then go ahead and go face for 2. So I start racking up some of that early game chip damage. Here, he plays that Attendant Knight. I'm like, yes, baby. Give it to me. Yes, because now I can go ahead and remove this, and then I can go ahead and remove this while drawing 2 cards and developing more. I also pick up this another corpse plus the activator for it. However, here he plays that Twilight Queen. The Twilight Queen is kind of scary, so if possible, I would like to hold on to the Lurching Corpse plus Soul Conversion. I'm not going to use it this turn if possible, and instead I would just use the Zombie Party. But I pick up the Series Neck because I'm still top decking like a monster, which is great because now I can go ahead and bump in, evolve, and then trade into the series. Now, he used the Soul Splasher on 2, so it's unlikely he has another Soul Splasher. And as you may recall from my video when I played Neutral Rune, I believe it was, Shadowcrab has a very difficult time of dealing with 6 attack units. Or sorry, 6 HP units. But here, he plays up the Demoneator on the Attendant, gets two Liches. I'm like, wow. So that's pretty powerful. Not gonna lie, that's pretty powerful. But is it good enough? That is the question. We now need to see if I top deck again. I was able to top deck. I was able to top deck like 4 times in a row. So yep, keeping it going with the top decks. So I evolve here. I ping off his 6/1, kill it. I make the trade into his 1/2. You might be wondering, why did you do that? I do that specifically because he can't yet punish me with a zombie party, so I'm just gonna go ahead and draw more cards. I pick up a Soul Squash. The Soul Squash is good on 7. However, I am out of evolve points, so this is fine. Here he goes Angelphus. The Angelphus is actually great for me because like that's an evolve that he can't use on say a Thane, or he can't use on an Ektar, or he can't use on a NEP. So regardless of what it is, it's good for me. Like he chooses to remove my guy and draw 3 cards, that's fine, I don't care. Because this gives me space to play out the Thane. However, and I cannot stress this enough, there is a world in which if you're afraid that he might be NEP, because we haven't really seen any, like the only tell that we've seen that there's a chance that he could be NEP is him playing out the Twilight Queen. So if you are afraid of that, what you do instead is you play out the Zombie Party, because the Zombie Party, he will always give you an opportunity to suicide these creatures. If he gives you the opportunity to suicide these creatures, that gives you space to play NEP. You play NEP, you win because you got to play down your NEP first. Yeah, your NEP first. However, I felt in my mind that he would like break his back to clear off this Thane for me, which would give me a little bit more value. So it's it's a pretty greedy line of play, but like I felt that if he didn't do that, that I could still go ahead and just go zombie party instead, and that'd be fine. but here he punishes me with the Death Breath, so this is kind of scary. Now, granted, it's not the worst thing, but it's pretty damn bad. However, yeah, in true fashion, I top deck once more like a god, and just bam, Mist of Extinction, boom. So now he takes 4 damage, and I'm threatening to smack him in the face for 4 more, because he's out of evols. When Shadowcraft is out of evols, they can't do anything. But here he goes Erd on his Hells Unleasher, so now I know he's just like Lichcraft. I don't think he's like Nep. I just think he's a deck that's based around like make as many Liches as possible and just like beating the crap out of you with them. So this turn I get to go Zombie Party into Delirial, smack in the face for 4 more. Now he has to clear this. Like, if he can't clear this, he's going to die. He makes a trade, then plays Balor. I'm like, what the fuck? Into Soul Conversion. I'm like, what? Hello? I get a White King, but he just drew 2 cards, then played Demoner to draw 2 more cards while full clear my board. That's pretty cool. However, unfortunately for him, he's activated my trap card. I now get to play the Nep Elf secretly in my hand the entire game, and make him feel sad. So now I get to go Nep. I didn't need this to happen, but the Nep does in fact replicate the Mordecai. So now I get 2 Mordecais, and now I can go White King plus White King. So now, because of how I played the early game, you see how I put him on the back foot for the majority of this game. Because of all of that, and the combination of my ungodly top deck skills this game, he's now at 9. I'm at full. I'm also behind 2 wards. He can't fully remove my board in order to stay alive, because that means he has to ward up for the rest of this. Yeah, for the rest of this game, while also dealing with all of these, in order to not die this turn. There's no way that can happen. The only way that can happen is if he has exactly Test of Strength plus Dark Alice. You would not play Test of Strength plus Dark Alice in this deck list, so you're just dead. And he goes and he scoops it up. So the big part about this game is that, again, like I put my opponent on the back foot the majority of this game. I also had like several good top decks. But like I said, in the event in which you thought he was Nep or something like that, because again, we could kind of I guess like slightly make that inference. You would go ahead and you would Zombie Party instead of playing the Thane. But I wanted to play the Thane because I wanted to get aggressive early, because I wanted to play it out in such a way that I could show you guys that you can in fact, you know, put them on the back foot without having to actually play up the Nep. Like, that's a very, very big part of playing this deck, that you don't have to play up the Nep in order to win. You can still do like aggressive as fuck things before that, and then just like win without the Nep. So this game I'm versus Forestcraft. So I keep the Unica. I will toss back the series, and I'll toss back the Soul Conversion. I'm going first. Playing series going first is not good, because unless he's Aggro Force, and even then, even Aggro Force can clear it. But unless he's Aggro Force, like the series is dead weight. When he plays with the Staircase, I now know. Oh no, he's Neutral Rune. Sorry, not neutral. He's Neutral Force. I'm sorry about that. So the reason why I went oh no is because like for Shadowcraft as well as Havencraft are notorious for having a very, very difficult time clearing Beating the Beast correctly, at least on curve anyway. He plays out a Unica here. So now when I pick up the second series, I have a decision to make. Do I go ahead and do I get my early game chip damage now, or do I try to hold this Undying Resentment for better, say, turn 5 or whatever? However, we know that my turn is going to be this on 4, this on 5, this on 6. So I'll go ahead and I'll use the Undying Resentment here, because like I'm not gonna find space to play it later. So I might as well get in the 2 damage while I can, just because every low point of damage matters. Here he plays Lyrial, which means it's free, which means I get another kill. I play out the series here. Alright, so this turn he goes Kindly Treant. He evolves over my series. So he plays a staircase. I felt like playing up the staircase was a little bit of a mistake, because this means that like that unless you play something that I can go ahead and draw you cards next turn, you're going to be in an awkward spot trying to get your Beauty and the Beast to be active, because like now it means that you 100% have to like high roll and be able to pick up something that I want to kill next turn. But here he plays up Pure Heart Singer, so now he's guaranteed to have an active Beauty and the Beast regardless of what I do here. So this turn I'm just going to go ahead and play Dust Breath. I don't need to evolve. I want to save my evolve for dealing with that Beauty and the Beast. He draws his 4 cards. He plays the Beauty and the Beast. Now ordinarily this would in fact be a depth sentence for you, because like it's very, very difficult to deal with this, so you would just be on the back foot just stalling. However, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be like the person that just like struggles in vain. I guarantee you he probably thought I wasn't going to be able to clear this, because it's really difficult to clear. However, unfortunately for him, I can clear it, but I can also do it while putting him on the back foot. So now what we're going to see me do is we're going to see me go Thane. I get 2 Wights. I trade here. This goes ahead and gives me 2 damage. I go ahead and I keep trading. I can evolve one of these, however I decide I want to get extra aggressive on him, so I'm going to go ahead and evolve the Immortal Thane, trade one more time, and crash in 6 damage. So now he's under a lot of pressure, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play out this Wight King to protect my Wights. So in the event where he can't actually remove these Wights, he's going to take 2 more damage, and then even a possible 3rd damage, because he will just be under so much pressure. This is good for me, because if he were to take all of that 3 damage, that would mean that, oh, when I play out this Nep and full clear his board, he's literally dead, and he can't do anything about it because he has to evolve here. He makes the evolve, he makes the ping, he makes the correct ping here, and he does this to protect his guys. Now, granted, he could have drawn first, however, it's fine, because like he already knew exactly what it was he had to do. Now he thinks he's safe. However, little does he know that, oh, I have a Nep. So now I go ahead and I get to go Nep. The Nep rolls very, very well. So now I literally get everything I wanted to get. Now, granted, I didn't get it in the right order, but I still get it. Now, so the reason why I paused, the reason why I pressed end turn there as opposed to playing up the Wight King, which is a correct play, because this way you set up lethal, and it's pretty much like a guaranteed lethal. But the reason why I did that was because like seeing the Twilight Queen animation go off, that kind of threw me for a loop, because in my mind, I'm thinking that, oh, one of these things is gonna replicate. I'm gonna get something else. So I actually kind of like press end turn a little bit too fast, because like I thought that I was gonna get the Mordecai. However, I do not. But this is fine, because he can't actually deal with this board. Like the only way he can deal with this is if he actually has a Crystalia Lily, and even if he does, he's still under so much pressure, because next time he's gonna go Dust Breath plus Wight King, and then what does he do? Like he actually can't do anything. Additionally, we were on turn 8. Turn 8 is still far away from turn 10. So that was a pretty big thing, because that means that like if he is in fact playing Saha Pact, he can't actually Saha Bahamut me. That won't do enough. He can't actually just drop a Bahamut on me. It won't do enough. Now he's very, very stunned and surprised, so he just like passes turn, because like he just can't believe what I just did to him. Like he was not expecting that Nap. Like why would you play this aggressively and then be playing Nap? Like so all that's probably going through his mind. So he's just like tilt conceding. Now, again, if I had played with the Wight King, he would literally be dead this turn. However, I did not, so I'm not able to kill him. But let's go ahead and pause here. In an unfavored matchup for you, you're able to win on turn 9. Think about that for a second. Unfavored, but yet you still win one turn after you drop your win condition, and not because your opponent conceded, but because you literally have them dead to rights. That's pretty crazy. So I go ahead and I get my 10 damage in. I go Lurching Corpse into Bellinus. I just pass. I don't need to play out the Wight King, because like he literally can't do anything. It's just too late. And I just go ahead and kill him. So the big thing about that game is just, I had the Twilight, not Twilight Queen. I had the Immortal Thane. Now, granted, the Cowie would have killed it as well. However, it's just really important that they manage to get your Dust Breath up. Before they can get out the Beauty and the Beast, and they hold an Evo. Like, thankfully for me, he also made it easy for me, because he didn't actually play a two attack unit, and because he played out the Staircase, because he got greedy. Like, you definitely went when possible. You don't need to like play up the staircase if you can avoid it. But like again, he got greedy. He got punished. So on to this next and last game. This game is going to be versus Havercraft. Now, fortunately for you, I can't show you the game I lost because like the replay bug is currently in effect for that game. So that's very, very unfortunate. But these two games versus Haven, like these games kind of showed you like will kind of show you like some of the, like the wild, crazy stuff you can do with this deck. And that just makes it feel like so strong. Alright, so I believe I'm going first again. Yeah, I'm going first. So this is nice. If I find the NEP in my mulligan, I'll go ahead and keep it. So the reason why I keep the NEP in your mulligan is because like I'm not playing ranked right now. Right now I'm in unranked, and unranked I have to assume that all the decks that I would not see the light of day in ranked are going to be played here. So as a result, I know that there's a chance that he could actually be Seraph. He could actually be Seraph. As a result, I don't want to take a 50-50 to see if I find the NEP. Again by my turn 8, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it in my hand now. Granted, this does mean I have a giant brick in my hand, but if he's Seraph, that's fine because he can't do anything anyway. And I just go ahead and I roll the NEP on my 8, and then make his turn 8 and his turn 9 very, very awkward because it will mean that he can't ever actually play the Seraph. If he's Aegis, again same thing, he can't actually ever play it out. And I just get a free win. All right, so here we see that he didn't redraw, so we know that he guaranteed has Scripture in hand because like I guarantee he's probably assuming that I'm like mid-range Shadow, so he's just gonna like Scripture every single card I play, and I'm just gonna be made sad. That's fine. So I go ahead and I play out the Unica here. I play it out knowing full that it's going to get Scriptured. Now the funny thing is that like literally when I played this out, because I saw that he didn't redraw, I was both amused and kind of sad. I was amused because like wow. Because it meant that okay, well he has a god hand. There's no way you just like there's no way you just like just wouldn't redraw or whatever. I was also amused because like in the last like week or so, I've played versus a lot of Haven in the last week or so, and somehow like these guys never find Scripture versus me. I'm just like, what the how is that happening? Yep, Scriptured. That's fine. We expected this. That's perfectly fine. I gotta play out the Soul Squasher. I'm not expecting this one to get Scripture, but if it does, that's fine because again, we expected this because he didn't redraw. Scriptured. All right. So this turn, I go ahead and I tempo out the Lurching Corpse. Now, ordinarily, I would not tempo out the Lurching Corpse, but I know that I want to force him to use a cudgel on this like this, because if I force him to use the cudgel like this, that means he only gets a +1. As opposed to a +2 or something like that, and that's perfectly fine with me. If I top deck Series of the Night, that means I can revenge kill the cudgel. That's fine with me because I force him to use a banish ineffectively, and that's good for me. If he doesn't kill it, that means I can go ahead and just leave it up as a ticking time bomb for whatever creature plays later. However, he plays out Tribunal. Forcing him to play out the Tribunal like this is actually good for me because like if he was in fact Seraph, that means that I don't have to like worry about any like possible Tribunal rolls to actually like make it possible for him to actually want to play up the Seraph and not actually die. So it's very, very important that I was able to do that, just because like I haven't gotten any early game traction, and I'm very, very unlikely to because of the nature of his hand. So here when I pick up the Mordecai, I'm made sad because like because now if my Twilight Queen doesn't replicate the Mordecai, he can banish us, and that means actually that means I'll actually have to find space to actually hard cast the second Mordecai. And playing up the Mordecai, while yes, it does contribute to my win condition, it also is non-threatening to him and gives him space to play Seraph or Aegis if he's not on the back foot by that point. So I go ahead and I pass here. He plays out Snow White, as well as a Unica. So I'm really curious as to which one of these it was that he kept in his hand. I'm pretty sure he just kept the Unica in hand. I'm gonna go ahead and tempo out a Death's Breath. He plays the Cudgel, so that's currently 3 banishes now. 3 banishes. He still has the remaining Scripture in his deck, and he still has 2 more Cudgels they can play. Thankfully for me, he makes the trade there. That's him making the trade there is great for me because like I was gonna make the trade anyway. So If you want to go ahead and give me 2 free HP, I'll take it. I go ahead and zombie party him. I'm not gonna evolve. I don't need to. Like, I'm not being threatened. He makes another trade again. He has to, he's incentivized to want to make these trades, so we'll take those. Into Knight's Way. So when he played this, I was like, for one, I was kind of like going like, what the fuck? I was also pog championing a little bit just because like I've actually never seen this played and constructed like ever since the set was released. So I was actually kind of excited about that. However, this is now my turn 8. And he's now put me into a spot where even if I want to play the NEP won't give me the best roll I need. However, because he played the Knight's Way, I now have to make this play. I would not make the play I'm about to make. However, I don't know definitively if he is or is not Seraph, and I need to be able I need to be able to like to threaten him now. Like I need to force him to be like, oh, maybe I can die now, because I do have the Phantom Helm in my hand, so I do have, you know, a little bit of damage. So we're gonna see what happens here. Like, a lot of you guys will probably just go ahead and hard cast the Mordecai, but I don't want to do that just because, like, in the event where I actually do need the NEP to do something for me later, I want to be able to have a clear board or near full board. So I go ahead and I go for the NEP. The NEP rolls me the Twilight Queen, so I have the Twilight Queen active. I'll go ahead and I'll play out the White King. I'll go ahead and evolve. So I do this, and now I have lethal. So if he plays Seraph here, that'll actually be a trap or a mistake, and he'll die. Now the good thing is that, like, again, NEP doesn't have reach, so there's a strong chance that he might actually choose to just like play out the Seraph in front of me. In which case, bam, he's dead. If he plays out Themis, well, that gives me a free second Nephthys, and that second Nephthys will most likely replicate something of use for me. However, he does me one better. He goes Zodiac Demon. He goes Zodiac Demon to drop a Heresy's Avatar, which hits my 4/5 ward, which is actually the best target for him to hit. He now gets to evolve. However, the evolve plays right into my plans anyway. Like, the best thing for him, actually, as stupid as this sounds, the best thing for him would have been for the Heresy's Avatar to have hit the NEP, and then for him to trade into the 4/5 ward. The reason why is because, like, now, because he's evolved this, he's given me a conduit for me to evolve my Mordecai and crash my Mordecai into this, thus getting 2 Mordecais. Amazing. Because he also uses an Evo, I now don't have to worry I'm now not as forced to worry about second Priest of the Cudgel if I don't want to. However, I will go ahead and definitely take the free gift that I was given. Yep, I'll go ahead and evolve, crash, get 2 Mordecais back. Amazing. I will not be playing the slow conversion just because I don't need to draw cards, because like, there are a lot of cards I want to stay in my decks. This way I get better NEP rolls. So now again, he can die. So here when he trades, I'm like, oh god, he has a fuck. Right? So that's currently 4 banish to choose now. If he had the scripture here, that would have been the ultimate like high roll, because he would have been able to fully clear off this fully clear off this board as well. But now, instead, he just tempers out another card roll. So this is good because he actually technically can't play cards right now, which is pretty good for me. However, he is still drawing cards. He's drawn a lot of cards actually. He's actually ahead of me in cards, and I'm a deck that actually draws cards as well. All right, so this turn I misplay. This turn, the correct play is to make sure that your Mordecai cannot be banished whatsoever. The way you go about doing this is you go ahead and you play Slow Squash, or you Slow Squash this. You go ahead and Dust Breath here. Then you go ahead and you can play up the Lurching Corpse, or you can hold the Lurching Corpse. I actually like holding the Lurching Corpse a lot, just because like you have the slow conversion to go ahead and rip that off as well. But I wanted to see the limits of what this deck could do, so I went ahead and I played up the NEP. I get another Mordecai, and I get a Thane. Or sorry, yeah, I get another Mordecai, and I get a Thane, and I get to play up the White King as well. So now I'm setting lethal. I have 2 Mordecais in play. He can only banish one of them. He can't banish both. Like, he's already used so many banishes that if he was able to banish both, I would have been very, very sad. However, here, he surprises me yet again, because he's able to find the 5th banish by going Tarnish Grail. It pops immediately. He trades. he scriptures, and then he trades again. So he found 5 out of 6 banishes. That was ridiculous. However, he's still dead. I guarantee you, he's not expecting to die, but yeah, he's still dead. Now, granted, you can argue this 2 ways. You can argue one way that, oh, tech choices don't matter because it's really a case of, well, I would have had this game anyway, but I just misplayed. Or you can argue that tech choices do to some extent matter, because I guarantee you he was not expecting the scripture. Sorry, he was not expecting the Phantom Howl here. So I get to go Phantom Howl for lethal, and I guarantee my opponent's probably just what the fuck? Why do you have Phantom Howl Nep? But well, for this exact reason, in the event in which you're somehow off damage from lethal, and I'm able to take the win. So again, the big part of that game was just on the last possible turn, I did misplay. I definitely should have just gone ahead and played a lot of wards. By playing the wards, I put him in a spot where he can't actually push my where he can't actually do all the things that he needs to do that turn. He can do some of them, but he can't actually do all of them. Now, I do like that that ultimately both plays were both correct, but one play was a little bit more correct. Now, the net play was more correct in the sense of, well, there are several different things I can pull that I just make this good. I've drawn most of my cheat drops, so I can go ahead and play up the net. If I roll the queen, if I roll the queen and the queen hits something useful, boom, we're in business. If it doesn't, that's fine too. Just because that means that I still like some very very good top decks. Now, again, that game was pretty exciting overall, just because it's versus Haven. Versus Haven, you have some very very difficult times, especially when your opponent finds as many scriptures and cudgels as he did. He literally technically found all 6, and 5 of them were used to banish something to great effect. But yeah, no, I was able to take the win. These games were actually so much fun to play. The deck has so much power and a lot of things you can do, just because it's a deck that no one's gonna see coming. Maybe the only region that I would say that I would maybe see a deck like this coming is, or maybe the Japanese, and even then no one's really played around with this variant of NEP since this expansion started. So I really like being able to just find something that was a little bit underrated, and being able to kind of make it work for as many games as I did. Again, I'm currently on I was on a 3-game win streak with it. I lost 1 game. I would have been on an actual 5-game win streak with it if I didn't misplay in the game where I misplayed. But you know, sometimes these happen. If you enjoyed the video, go and leave a like. Go and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Let me know what you think about Black Sun Nep down in the comments below. I really do want to know what you guys think about it. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you